Welcome back to Stories from the River. I'm Heather Greenwood and I'm excited to be here today in our Ashley store in Pineville, North Carolina, our flagship location. And I'm here for a very, very special series all about what we consider the most critical role in our company, the general manager. Throughout this series, we're going to explore who are they, what do they do, and why are they so important in making our company successful. Before we dive in, I want to give a special thank you to Charlie Maloof, Manny Rodriguez, Stacy McCormick, Jocelyn Jones, Kim Harkness, and Will Luke for coming alongside me on this vision and allowing me to peel back the curtain on this very important role within our company. Now, we are going to meet some general managers along the way, but I want to start in a different spot today with two incredible women who've been general managers themselves, have worked in the furniture industry for many years, are incredible leaders, both in many, many ways, and now they have unique roles in our company where they get to come alongside the GM, support them, teach them, educate them, and motivate them. And so I'm excited to start our series with Dana Mallory and Renee Bradley. Welcome to Stories from the River.
Thank you for having us.
You are very welcome.
Welcome to Stories from the River, a show in which we go behind the scenes at Broad River Retail.
To introduce yourself to the audience, both listening and watching today, tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do at Broad River Retail? And what is your role when working with the general manager? So Renee, I'll start with you.
Okay, I'm Renee Bradley. I'm the Associate Director of Retail Onboarding and Education. I started out as a manager in training and worked my way up to a multi-unit leader and now into this new role. And my main function is to support all the new leaders that come into Broad River for up to a year to make sure that they feel seen and heard and supported and are ultra successful.
I love it. Renee, how long have you been at the river now?
I've been here 11 and a half years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We love having you.
Thank you.
Dana, what about you?
So I am the district manager for the Savage South, which is Columbia, South Carolina, Aiken, South Carolina, and Augusta, Georgia. And my support for GMs is really in all ways, as far as the day-to-day aspects of their job and keeping them motivated and trained. And, you do a little bit of everything. You're a little bit of mom, a little bit of counselor, a little bit of cheerleader, like all of those kind of things. So it's really the day-to-day operations of the store and in the sales performance of the store that I interact with the GMs on.
Now, Dana, how long have you been with us now?
A little over 2.5 years.
It has flown by.
It has. It feels like just yesterday.
I know.
Well, I'm excited you guys are here. So we're going to talk a little bit about this role and kind of some of your history and how it plays so well into this. So Renee, I'm going to start with you. So you have been a general manager here at Broad River in multiple different locations, including the one we're sitting in today.
Absolutely.
So in your own opinion, why is the general manager role so important to our company?
The general manager is kind of the nucleus of Broad River Retail. We are a sales performance company, and if we don't sell furniture, we don't have a company. But most importantly, they're the heartbeat of their store location. So their energy, their culture, their passion, their ability to impact and lead sets the tone for their store. And if you're a great leader, which we have all great leaders, then your team follows and everybody's successful. And that's what we want. We want to see everybody be successful all the way through the company. And the GM handles all of that in their store. So they're really the heartbeat of what happens in their location.
I love that. You can really feel it when you're in the store, the energy that the general manager brings. And every store, we always say, has its own culture within a culture,
yes,
which is really led by our general manager.
Yes.
Dina, anything you want to add about that? Why this role is so important to us?
Yeah, I think Renee nailed it, but I would say, so much of what we do is about influence and our ability to influence not just the people that work at Broad River, but, we're also influencing guests and getting them to come to a buying decision. So for a general manager to be able to have influence over not just the people, but like Renee said, what it feels like in the store, the culture in the store, guests can feel the energy. And so for our GMs, some of them are really great at being able to, take a day that may not be all that exciting and, just bring a different energy to the room. And guests respond to that, and you can see it in sales results, and it's an important aspect of their job for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So Dana, from your viewpoint, what makes someone a successful general manager? And can you tell right away if they're going to be successful? And if so, how do you know that?
I think what makes them successful is a few things. One, their ability to influence, but also some of those intangible things like curiosity, being curious and wanting to understand and learn things, being passionate and having that energy that is infectious, on other people, and being adaptable. This is a rapidly changing business industry. Everything in retail is. So I think your ability to adapt and get through change quickly, so you can help your team get through change quickly, is important. Resilience. This is a performance-based business, so most of us that work in this industry are very competitive, and we always want to win and be the best. And you got to be able to bounce back from that, because you don't always have a winning day, or you don't always have a winning month, but your ability to kind of bounce back from that, that resilience is super important, because it's a mindset. It's a mindset thing too. And while we sell furniture, we're not in the furniture business. We're in the people business, and so you've got to be able to be there for your team and be locked in and engaged and keep everything moving in the right direction all the time.
I love that. We are in the people business.
We are.
Sometimes it's easy to overlook that part of it, what we do every single day. So Renee, what about you? When you think about a successful general manager, and you don't have to name them,
Okay.
but describe them to us. What does it look like? What does it feel like when you have a successful general manager in a store?
For me, it's somebody who initially can build trust with their team. Dana said it, we're in the people business, we're not in the furniture business. So it's to be a general manager, and I see it right away. You asked Dana that question, great question. Somebody that can connect easily, quickly, builds trust. And then it's someone who leads from the front, that's out there on the sales floor with them, shoulder to shoulder, interacting with guests, helping them with wherever they are in the sales process, helping them through it, asking the right questions to keep people, to use Dana's word, curious and influential in the sales process. But most importantly, making sure their people are seen and heard and feel valued and feel supported. And then the success just comes from that.
Fantastic. I love that. So you've both been general managers at other furniture retailers. What makes the Broad River Retail general manager different? What sets our leaders apart here? Dana, we'll start with you.
I would say the level of engagement. So a lot of other furniture retailers, the general manager's position is somewhat operational in addition to being sales focused, and we are 100% sales focused here. So for us, it's more your ability to, we call it P2I, or being in a position to impact, but coming alongside your HFCs and actively helping them create solutions for guests and close business and do all of the things that an HFC would have to do. A general manager has to be able to do all of those things too. And sometimes they step in and, if it's open floor, they may have to sell themselves, but definitely it's more sales focused than a lot of other general manager positions, I think, at other furniture retailers. It certainly was for me when I was a GM. I had an equal balance of sales responsibility and operations responsibility, and for us here at Broad River, it's much more about sales.
I would say it's an 80-20.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80% sales, 20% operations.
When you've kind of looked back, Renee, and you've held different roles, and Dana talked about being engaged. This group is maybe more engaged. Where do you see that? Where do you see it show up?
I think for GMs, I used to say it's a hard balance of heart and hustle. You've got to love on your people, but you got to be out there doing what Dana was just talking about, making sure that things are going. I also think it's very important that you stick to the process. And that's really what your role is. You're out there modeling and messaging what the process is. You're asking them questions or giving them direction if they kind of go off course, to get them back in their lane, back into the process, because we know it's a winning process. So I think it's just having that balance of, yes, you can love your people, but at the same time, there's got to be accountability and coaching and support with boundaries.
I like that. Support with boundaries and the heart and the hustle.
Yeah.
So Dana, as a current multi-unit leader of a very successful region, tell me the influence the general manager makes on the culture of the store. We know culture is so important here to all of us. So how does it show up on a store-by-store basis?
Well, I think you said in the beginning that there are cultures within a culture, right? And our culture at Broad River is very strong and we all love it, but every store has its own personality and its own personality type, and that is generally driven by the general manager. And so you find that, I know earlier you asked, and I don't think I answered, but how do you know? A lot of times it's your gut, like it's does their energy match the rest of the store's energy, and are they going to get along with the other HFCs and things like that. So I think that so much of the store's personality comes from what the general manager brings to the table and how they influence people, that they're really the drivers of that. And so it makes it critically important that we get the right people in the right seat as far as the general manager role is considered, because they really do control the temperature of everything.
Yes, they do.
I love that, the temperature of everything.
Yes.
So for someone who may be listening, and they're a general manager at another furniture retailer, why should they consider an opportunity with us at Broad River?
I would say because at Broad River, we keep saying the word culture, but what I love is when we start with the talent acquisition, right? And they're going through their first screening, and to their very first day in the store, I've heard it over and over again. It's the same story from everybody. There's never. So the culture is really embedded in everything that we do, into every memory maker. I think that's number one. You don't find that in most companies. Number two, we don't settle. We're going to have top talent here. And we know that iron sharpens iron. That's a phrase you hear a lot at Broad River. And if you're somebody who wants to grow and get better and kind of refine your craft, this is the place to do it. We're a company that doesn't just drive numbers. We drive leadership, right? Like we're teaching leadership, and we're teaching the why behind the how. And I think that's so important. Other companies, it's just go do this, go get that number. But we say, hey, yeah, we want that number, but let us teach you how to go get it, and let us stand with you as you're going to go get that. So I think that's a big difference. And then we keep saying the word people over and over again, but our own people, you don't find better. It's truly, no matter how much we've grown, and since I've been here, we've almost, I think we have at this point, tripled in size, but it still has that same feeling of family, and we care deeply about our people. And then to take it a step further, we care deeply about our community. And we're a company that gives back all the time. And so what we do here is so much bigger than selling furniture. We are truly furnishing life's best memories for our internal guests, our external guests, and our community. And that makes coming to work every day feel different than a job.
We're furnishing life's best memories, even when we don't know we are.
That's exactly right.
Dina, what about for you?
I agree 100% with all those things that Renee said. But I think too, it's so often people have to make a choice between, do I want to earn a good living so that I can take care of my family and put my kids through college and do all the things that are important in life that cost money? Or do I work for a company that has a really great culture where I can feel good going to work every day? And for me, it's just exciting that you don't have to make a choice to do one or the other at Broad River, because you actually get both. We have a very lucrative compensation plan for general managers and for all leaders. And we're a pay-for-performance company. So, people that are willing to work hard and are teachable and coachable and come with an open mindset and want, because Renee also spoke earlier about we're a process-driven company, and we have certain things that we know work. And so if you're somebody that is willing to come on board and learn our processes and trust those processes and follow those processes, and you're surrounded by great people who love you and want you to be successful and will do whatever it takes to help you get there. You can have both. You can have great culture where you feel great coming to work every day, and also go home at the end of the day knowing you've contributed to something bigger than yourself, but also getting a good paycheck at the end of the day. So
That's a great
Great
balance to have.
Yeah, for
And you
sure.
don't always have that. If you could describe the general manager role in one word, I know I love to ad lib, so I threw this one out there. I was just thinking this while you were talking. If you had to describe them in one word, a general manager, what word would that be and why?
And maybe this is cheating, but I have to say it, nucleus. And I think that, I know that the general manager is in the hub of everything that happens. Like I said earlier, we're a sales, performance-based company, and if we don't sell furniture, we don't exist. That GM in that store in every one of our locations, to Dana's point, drives sales, impacts the selling decisions of our memory makers and the buying decisions of our guests, which keeps our company going. And they also, not only are they like the nucleus in their own store, but from an organizational point of view, they work with every department. All other departments are supporting retail to make sure that we're successful. So they've got to build partnerships and relationships with every department within our organization and make sure that they're strong and healthy and they're getting what they need. They're giving back what the other departments need. As well as our guests. I mean, if it's a great experience, the guest wants to tell the manager that they had a great experience. If there was an issue with anything, they want to speak to the manager. So no matter what's happening to run a store, the GM is involved in every aspect of that. So they're not, 80% of their day is sales, but that 20% of their day that's operational isn't just within their building, it's within the organization. So they're really the motor that just keeps Broad River running. And we're not just running, we're growing because of their impact, because of their influence, because of their grit, and that's a word we use a lot at Broad River. We get the opportunity to grow and get bigger and stronger and impact so many more lives. So we can't, there wouldn't be a Broad River Retail if there weren't general managers.
The nucleus. Okay. Dana, what about you?
I would say heart. The living, breathing, pumping, every part of you depends on the heart to be functioning and to be functioning well. Also, just from a grit perspective, also to have the heart for this business and to have the heart for the people in this business, because really, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to: is our ability to love and lead others, and it takes great heart to do that, and heart too to be brave and to, be able to be strong and to, persevere through hard times and, challenging sales days or challenging sales months, challenging people issues. It takes a lot of heart. And if you can't do something wholehearted, this is the place for you to come and be wholehearted about what you're doing. And
perfect word.
Actually, wholehearted. I'm going to change my word.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'm going to change my word to
it.
wholehearted.
Perfect word. Much better.
If you got to come wholehearted and be willing to get in there and be passionate about all of it every day.
Wholehearted. I like it.
I love that.
Okay. So as we prepare for the next episodes, I'm going to talk to many people you know and you work with every single day. Is there anything specific you'd want me to learn from them or ask more of from them? Any questions that you guys want to throw out there for me to ask our GMs for the next episodes?
Go ahead.
I think a question that would be really interesting to hear different answers is, what does a great day or what does a successful day look like to you? Because we're very performance driven, I think initially we all want to say, we won the day, we hit our budget, or we had a great sleep sale. We get very focused on our KPIs. And I get that, that's what you have to. But I also think for me, when I was a general manager, a successful day was a day when I knew that I connected with one of my team members, one of my memory makers, and made an impact on them. And it may not have resulted in a sale, it may not have resulted in us winning the day, but it resulted in me knowing that I had done something important for someone. So I would be interested to hear what they say of what a successful or what a great day really looks like to them.
Okay, I will add that.
Okay.
Dana.
I would love for you to ask them who has inspired them, who has been the most inspirational person in their life, and why, and how that impacted them. Like, how does that show up every day in what it is they do?
Great question. I'm going to ask our GMs those. You guys, thank you so much for starting us off on this series. I'm so excited to start with you. And in our next episodes, we're going to talk to several of our GMs from across the enterprise. To everyone listening and watching at home, thank you for checking us out. Please come back and join us. If you're loving our episodes, check us out on Tuesdays and Thursdays with lots of new content coming. Check us out on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. We will be back with 2 GMs who are out living it every single day. Excited to be back with Mitch and Chris. We'll see you then. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Stories from the River. To check out more episodes, visit storiesfromtheriver.com. To watch this episode, go to youtube.com/@storiesfromtheriver. Join us again next week, and remember to like, rate, and subscribe to the podcast.